This video is going to explain the formation of the ionic bond, what are the requirements, and how the ionic bonding is affecting the physical and the chemical properties of the elements. So, first thing is what are the ions, how ions are formed, and why this is a requirement for the formation of the ionic bond. So, let's see what ions are. Very basic information: when the atom loses or gains electron, it forms an ion. So from where the electrons are lost by the atom, the electrons can only be lost by the atom through the valence shell. So those electrons which are present in the valence shell are called as valence electron. So if an atom is having an extra electron which is loosely bonded to the nucleus, then this atom can lose this electron if another atom comes nearby which is in a requirement of that electron. So the atom can lose or give away its electron from the valence shell and form a positive ion. So it means when an atom loses an electron, it forms a positive ion which is called as cation. And these atoms that have the ability to lose electron are the metals, and you can find them on the if the periodic table is placed in front of you, then those atoms which are elements which are present on your left hand side are the metals which have the ability to lose the electron, so they can easily form the positive ion that is called as cation. And what is the key method to know that how many valence electrons are present in an atom? As I have already discussed in the periodic table, that the group number tells us that how many valence electrons that atom can hold. For example, if the atom or element belongs to first group, then only one electron can be found in its valence shell. If the atom belongs to the second group, if an element belongs to a second group like calcium, so we already know that looking at the group number that there can be only 2 electrons in the valence shell of that element or atom. So atoms can lose or gain electron. What is the reason behind it? The reason is to gain stability or to attain the electronic configuration of noble gases, or to complete their octet or duplet. Now, as I have used a new term, that is octet or duplet, so let me explain you what octet rule is. As you can see on the screen, octet rule is when an atom gains or loses electron in order to achieve 8 electrons in its outermost shell, that is called as octet rule. And what is a duplet rule? Duplet rule is when an atom loses or gains the electron to complete 2 electrons in its outermost shell, that is called as a duplet rule. So, which are the atoms that can, those who follow the duplet rule is, for example, carbon. Carbon would like to gain 4 electrons. See, already 4 electrons are present in carbon atom, in the valence shell of carbon atom. Actually, the atomic number of carbon is 6. So, 2 electrons in the here you see 2 electrons in the first shell and the remaining 4 in the valence shell. So how many electrons does it need to complete its octet? So yes, you're right, 4 electrons it will need to complete its octet. And nitrogen belongs to the 5th group. So of course there are 5 electrons in the valence shell. So how many more electrons does it need? 3 more electrons. So it is gaining 3 electrons. So nitrogen is the charge on the nitrogen would be -3. So this is what we are going to discuss here. I was explaining you that ions, those atoms that lose electron become positive ion cation, and those atoms which gain the electron becomes the negative ion anion. And these are the examples. So let's see oxygen. These are the examples of the anion. Let's see oxygen. Oxygen is having, to give which group does oxygen belong? Just open the periodic table and see. Oxygen belongs to the 6th group, so of course I can be very sure that oxygen is having 6 electrons outermost shell because it belongs to the 6th group. So 6 electrons in the outermost shell. So how many more does it need? It needs 2 more electrons to complete its octet. So it is having a charge of -2 as it has gained the electron. So the charge would be negative. So let's move further. So what are the key concepts what we have discussed now or further, which I'm going to explain, is that atoms which lose electron form positive ion, and as I've already told you that metals can lose electron, so they are forming cations. Non-metals are gaining electrons, so they are forming anions. And of course, when metals are losing electron and non-metals are gaining electron, so they are in a form of, like, they will be bonded together, they'll be attracted to each other, they'll be held together by this transfer of electron. So that type of the bond which is formed by the transfer of electron with the help of these two ions, that is called as an ionic bond. So you can come back to the video anytime and can get these notes. So I'm going to go further now. Dot and cross diagram is very important in explaining or drawing the formation, or to show the formation of the ionic compounds. How ionic compounds can be formed. So my next video I'm going to explain only how can we use the dot and cross diagram to show the formation of the ionic compounds. So let's wrap it up. In this we have discussed what are ions, how many types of ions are there, which type of the elements form positive ion, which type of the elements form negative ion, what positive ions are called and what negative ions are called. And in order to write that in the form of equation, we can write this like sodium, which is having 1 electron in the outermost shell, and then we can write an arrow. On the arrow we can write it loses an electron from the valence shell, of course. So it will form positive ion, and electron is formed as a product. So sodium has lost 1 electron. This is how we can write in the form of equation. And in my next video, I'll show you how we can show by drawing the electronic configuration and showing the formation of the ionic compounds. Thank you so much. I'll see you.